Hey everyone, welcome to Hassle-Free Services. If you have built a Flutter app and it's already live on Android, but you don't have a Mac to publish it on iOS, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build and deploy your Flutter iOS app to the TestFlight entirely from Windows using VS Code and GitHub Actions. So no Mac, no Hackintosh, no borrowing anyone's laptop. Yes, let's get into it. So before we dive in, let me quickly walk you through what we will be setting up. We are going to use GitHub Actions, which gives us free macOS build machine in the cloud to compile, sign our Flutter iOS app automatically. Every time we trigger the workflow, it will build the IPA, sign it with our Apple distribution certificate, upload it straight to TestFlight. So you only need to set this up once. After that, deploying a new version is literally a two-click job. Here's what we need. An Apple developer account, that's $99 a year, a GitHub account, which is free, and your Flutter project already on GitHub. And make sure you have tested your Flutter project with Android app, which is working fine, everything is correct, all the plugins are stable, working with the correct versions. Then that's it. Let's start. I use Claude to help me figure out exactly how to deploy a Flutter app to TestFlight without owning a Mac. I'm running everything on Windows. So I gave it Claude my project details and it walked me through the entire process using GitHub Actions, broken down into clear phases. Each phase has its own set of steps. So I'll walk you through them one at a time. So we'll start with the phase one. Phase 1 covers the initial Apple developer account setup and it has 6 steps, which you can see here. And the first step, as you see, uh, we need to create our app ID, also called an identifier list. So let's head over to our Apple developer account, okay, which is already open. So here in the certificates, IDs and profile section, this is where you will find the identifier section. Here's how you do it. Click the plus button, add a new identifier, select app IDs, hit continue. Then choose app as a type and continue. So then this brings you to the register app ID page. Give it a description. I have used Ihara and enter your bundle ID. Mine is com.ihara.restaurant. Once that is filled in, you have to click register. Next, what we need to do is head over to the certificates, create a new one. So let's go over there. I have already mine, new one. Click on the Apple distribution, continue, and here you need to do the upload certificate signing request. So since we are on Windows, here's the workaround. I ask Cloud to generate the CSR file for me directly. It just needs a few details like what do you call your email, common name, country, all these informations. You do it and it generates the CSR file along with the private key. So you can see it's been created right here in my workspace folder under the iOS folder. I will go ahead and upload the CSR file now. After uploading, click continue. Apple will give you a certificate file to download, which you have seen in the first screen. That's your distribution certificate. So now to use this in the GitHub Actions, these certificates needs to be combined with our private key. and converted into a .p12 file. Yeah, and then encoded into a base64 string before it can go to the GitHub secrets. Claude gave me the exact command for this too. I just opened PowerShell, point it to the right file path, run the conversion command, and it copies the base64 string straight to my clipboard. So I have pasted that into a notepad file for now, so it's ready to go. There is a second secret we need to do the password for that .p12 file, which we set earlier when generating it. So that gives us two. Next, we need our Apple Team ID. Head to your Apple developer account homepage and then scroll down and you will see your membership details, your team ID right there. Copy that, then go back to GitHub and create another secret for it. Now let's move on creating our provisioning profile. So we need to go to the profiles tab and create a new one. I already have two. So select the App Store Connect as the distribution type. This is required. So next, it will ask you to select a certificate. Choose the distribution certificate we created earlier. Then it will ask continue or generate, and then download the profile into the same project folder. This gives us the App Store Connect distribution profile we will need for the build. Now we have downloaded the .mobile provision files into the same project folder. So I asked Cloud to encode this into the base64 as well. So it's ready to be added as a GitHub secret. Same process as before. Once that's been converted, I went into the GitHub repos action secrets and yeah, added each one. At this point, I already had a few secrets in place, and now I have already added the provisioning profiles as another one. So bringing the total secrets, 6 secrets so far. So now with the secrets in place, I had Cloud update the YML workflow file into the Flutter project. So matching all these secret names and the bundle IDs we just created into the GitHub to the correct fields in the workflow. So this file lives in the GitHub Action Workflows folder, which I'm gonna show you now. And I'll share you this full code with you separately so you can use it as a reference. So the YML file. Next step is generating an App Store Connect API key. So we are heading to the integrations tab in App Store Connect and generate a new API key, aka tab manager access. Once generated, download the key file and make note of two values, the key ID and the issuer ID. Okay, and downloaded that authentication key. Yeah. So that gives us three more things we need as a GitHub secrets, the key ID, the issuer ID, and the API key itself. The key ID and the issuer ID can be copied and used as is, but the downloaded API key file needs to be converted to base64 first. Same process as before. So let's convert that now and get it copied over to the GitHub secrets. With that, we have added all the 8 secrets to our GitHub repository. Though depending on your setup, you might only need 7. So now there is just one pending step, pushing the YML workflow file to the GitHub. So here I'm updating the GitHub file means what you call YAML file to the GitHub workflow folder, syncing the changes, let it get updated to the GitHub. Once that has been done, all the secrets are in place. iOS workflow file is uploaded. Then we need to head over to the Actions tab. You will see the workflow listed. Something like restaurant bill number uploaded to the TestFlight. No need to enter any build number manually. Just run the workflow directly and hope for the best. So now you can see it's broken down into clear steps: setting up Flutter, checking secrets, building the unsigned iOS app, archiving and exporting to the signed IPA, and then finally uploading to the test flight seems. So it's downloading something. Along the way, I ran into warning about a couple of Flutter plugins, local notifications, and secure storage not fully supporting the package. I checked with the Claude and it seemed like non-blocking issue, so I continued. And then, actually, I hit an actual failure. The archive and export sign APS step failed. I copied the exact error and going to share it with the cloud. So just finding the error and seeing which things to be copied. But fine, I'll just copy all the things and give it to a cloud a try. Yes, that will be done. Now let's I type to the Firebase messaging. Looks like I hadn't enabled push notification permissions when setting up the provisioning profile. So you guys need to take care. Anyhow, I have given the files structure. What are the files to be uploaded? So you can able to check that one. So I have went to the commit history. I think Cloud has updated or done the changes of YAML file on its own because it's a dispatch thing. It does on its own. So Cloud pointed out that since I hadn't created a test flight build yet, I first needed an actual app listing in App Store Connect. So I checked, and yeah, sure enough, there was no app listed yet. So I clicked new app and filled in the details: platform, an iOS, app name, primary language, the bundle ID created earlier, and the SKU. That's a unique name. So with the app listings created, I will go back and rerun the workflow now and see if it successfully deploys to the test flight this time or not. From here, it was a process of trial and error. I kept running the workflow, hitting build failures, and feeding each error back to the cloud. Every time it pointed out exactly what needed fixing in the YAML file, and we tried again. By build 6, the workflow finally completed successfully. A new version showed up in App Store Connect. Next, I set up a TestFlight tester group and added myself using my email. I got an invite email, installed the TestFlight app, and used the redeem code from that email to install my app via our store. So first attempt, I opened the app and got a blank white screen. I checked with the cloud and it turned out to be an API pointing to localhost instead of the live endpoint. I fixed that and reran the workflow. Build succeeded again, but the app still opened to a blank screen. This time the issue was with the Firebase push notifications permissions, which hadn't been properly configured. After fixing that and running the workflow once more, I opened the app and this time it worked flawlessly. I logged in and was able to navigate through every screen, the dashboard, pause, orders, all working exactly like the Android version, since this is the same Flutter code base. Just to recap, there were three native plugins involved that needed special handling for iOS, push notifications, Bluetooth printing for the pause, receipts, and secure storage. That's wrap up this deployment. I hope this helps you deploy your own Flutter app to TestFlight entirely from Windows, no Mac required. If you run into any issues along the way, please reach out to me and I will do my best to help you through it.